Welcome back. I'm Justin and this is ShedSome R6. Just a little recap of what we've been doing. We took off all the plastics. I think that was the first episode. Well, yeah, it was the first episode. And then we cleaned the air filter and we just got the back tire off. Now I'm going to show you guys the bike right now, and it kind of looks wrecked even though it's really not. Don't mind the wires dangling, it's just everything hanging out. These stands work great, by the way. I'm not exactly sure where they're from because they did come with the bike. We got the back tire off, checked out this sprocket, which I'll just show you on here. It seems to have a better angle now. But like, these teeth are curved over, like pretty bad. If you tried to wheel the bike backwards, it would just pop and like catch and bind up. So that's what a shot sprocket looks like. I think in this episode we're gonna get started on taking this stator cover off. And that's because I want to be able to get the sealant in there and started to set. Because this grommet right here, I think is where the slight oil leak is from, because like that residue is there, and like around here. Before I put RTV silicone in here and I didn't let it sit long enough, and I think that's what is causing the issue. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm gonna get you guys back on a tripod and we'll get started. You can do this without draining the oil from the bike, as long as the bike is level enough. But because I have to take off the oil pump cover to do that other gasket, I might as well just take the oil out because I believe I need to for that side. So I got this clean drain pan to empty it into. And if you are going to drain your oil into one of these pans to reuse it, just remember to open up the end and shake it out, because there's plastic shavings in it from when they drilled the holes for all the different openings. I noticed that last night when I got home with it. So just a word of advice, because that could be potentially bad. And that oil looks a little dark. I guess it's not too bad. Get you focused. And that's really not that bad. That oil's not too old. I don't have many miles on it. And for the price of the Yamaha full synthetic oil, I really don't want to spend another 40-50 bucks on oil just to change these two when that oil's not even a complete season old. I do change my oil once a season, so I think this oil is going to be fine for at least the rest of the season. Alright, let's get this crankcase stator cover off. I'm going to start on this right side, and I'm going to kind of jump like crisscross, just because I know it's supposed to come off pretty evenly. Even though taking it off I don't feel is as important as putting it on. Might as well just get some of this out of the way. But we're gonna start right here. And we're just gonna keep jumping. Just because the last thing we want is to lift it unevenly. Even though I think these bolts will come all the way out, I just don't want to risk cracking anything at all. And I believe all these are the same length, but I am going to lay them out according to where they go down here on the floor, just because I'd like for them to go back in the same holes, just to be extra cautious. The only reason I know how to take this off is because when I first got my bike, it left me stranded a few times, and it ended up being the stator, which charges the bike, quit working, and once the voltage got low enough, the computer would kill the bike. I'll go into more detail about what exactly would happen, because I do have some footage from that I will show you guys. That was way before I had decided to vlog or not, but I do have the video, and in the video I was like considering starting to vlog, so I may talk like it is a vlog, but technically it wasn't. All those bolts are out, so we should be able to slowly separate this from the case, which we're just going to come straight out with it, kind of rocking it back and forth. We are dripping a little bit of oil, so we'll just put a rag down here. And because I have that extra quart, I'm not overly worried. I'm going to get this coolant hose out of the way. And there is a wire that goes to where the stator plugs into the bike. I'm just going to kind of work that down a little bit, because that plugs in right up here, but you can't really see that, so let me fix that. It plugs in up in here. If you follow the wire, it comes up right under the gas tank. So as long as the gas tank is off, it is easy to unplug that. But if you're doing this without the gas tank off, you might be able to get your hands up in here, or you'd have to just separate it enough to do what you need to do. You could probably zip tie that crankcase cover up on the bike or something. I don't know. It's probably best to just do it with the tank off, because the tank is so easy to get off anyway. You might as well just take it off. And I prefer not to unhook all this, just because of the problems I've had in the past. But I need to be able to scrape this entire engine case, because I'm gonna have to change the gasket. Which the gasket that's on there, I believe, is still decent. It's just that RTV silicone that I had put on there before went bad, because I didn't let it cure, I'm assuming, because I'm impatient. And after a week of not riding my bike, I kind of wanted to get on it. Alright, this should pull straight out now. And the stator is based off of a magnet, so there is some resistance when you're trying to pull this off. It's really nothing holding it. It's just the magnet, and the magnet is pretty strong. This gasket hasn't really been on here for all that long, so a lot of this is going to just pull off for me. If you were taking this off for the very first time, it isn't going to come off that easy, and you're going to have to scrape for like 15 or 20 minutes. I did it very carefully with a razor blade the first time I did it, because this is aluminum, or at least I'm 99% sure it is aluminum, and you just don't want to dig into that because it will gouge easily. We're looking at these wires right here. These coatings are coming off of these, which I'm assuming isn't good. So I would not be surprised if in the near future I start having problems with my stator again. I don't have a stator right now, or I would change that out, because that would be the smart thing, because it's already off the bike. But for now, I'll just cover that in silicone when I do the rest and hope it holds. We'll make it work. Alright, so if you're gonna get that cable out, if you move it up towards here first, it'll slip right out. I won't bore you with the entire process, but I will show you the way I at least do this. Not exactly sure if it's the right way or a good way, but it works for me. I use a razor blade and I just slowly and carefully scrape off little bits. I find that the easiest. I mean, then again, if it isn't the right way, I mean, it works for me. And if I screw it up, it's my own bike anyway. Like, if I was doing someone else's bike, I would look into it more and figure out a way to do it. But with it being my own bike, I feel comfortable doing it this way. But I'll work on getting the rest of this off. We do have to clean up the bike side of that as well. So we do have to get this the best we can, just to make it so that gasket will seal. So otherwise this crap's gonna be in the way. Kind of like my head, if that did get in the way. Hopefully, if any of you do have to change a stator, this video could possibly help you. I don't completely recommend it being like a how-to, because I am nothing near an experienced mechanic or even a mechanic at all. I just do as much as I can on my own. So if you are going to attempt this, do it at your own risk. And I'm going to clean this up just a little bit more. I looked in the repair manual, and these bolts are supposed to be torqued to 12 Nm, which, if I remember correctly, it's like Newton meters, something like that. I'm not exactly sure what it is. When we took off the stator cover, I noticed that one of the locating dowels are still there, so I will replace this one that I ordered, just so both are there, and it makes lining up the gasket easier. It just goes right in here. I'm not sure, it goes right in this little slot. I'm not sure how exactly it wasn't there last time. I don't know if someone's been in here before I was, or what, but now we will have both. The only other thing we have to do is put some silicone. We do have to put some silicone in here, like behind this grommet, just so we get a good seal between here, like in these little crevices. At least that's what I did last time, and it didn't quite last as long as it should have. But this isn't really an expensive fix, so it's not that big of a deal. Pierce this. Oh, that is very blue. They weren't joking. Hopefully I can get this to where you guys can see, but I am just going to put it around here and here. You're supposed to use Yama Bond, or however you pronounce it. That's what the repair manual suggests, but I've read different things online saying RTV silicone works. I can't really back that up because of why I'm doing this right now, because the last one did not hold up. So I am trying this now. Who knows if it'll work? I don't know. If it doesn't, I'll keep trying other stuff and eventually probably end up going with the Yama Bond. If this doesn't end up holding up, I'm gonna have to get in here again anyway. So I'll just deal with it when that arises. I know that's not really the way it should be looked at or the way it should be done, but it is the way I'm going to do it. I don't know, I'm assuming a lot of you would not like that, but then again, it is my decision because it's my bike. Alright, I'm gonna get this lined up. I'm gonna get this fed up through here first. Oh, you guys probably wanna see. I'm just feeding this up through here first because I know it'll be easier than trying to do it after the fact. I really don't know if this silicone is going to work, but I'm sure it can't be much worse than what I had. And there's the magnetic attraction again, just to throw that out there. So this, once it does start to go, it does try and pull it from you. You just have to try and line it up the best you can. And because that isn't the entire gasket, I am going to torque these down. Starting, I'm just going to put these in with my fingers, and then I'll go around and torque them. And the first time taking this cover off, it was pretty intimidating because that was the first time I like really dug into my bike, like engine wise, even though it's, I mean, it's not really into the engine, but I think you know what I mean. But doing it the second time, I don't know if it's just from doing more or just coming to realize that if I'm going to mess up, I'm going to mess up. Like, that's how you learn. And like, it is material. It's not like it's this hugely important piece. I mean, yeah, my bike is important to me, obviously, but it's not like if I made a mistake, it would be the end of the world. And I have realized that, like, bolts are replaceable, engine crankcases are replaceable. Like, if worst comes to worst, like, you gotta, like, get a broken bolt out. That's not that huge of a deal. It's really not that hard. And I should probably put this back in with that bolt. That would probably help. Yeah, like I was saying, like you might as well just go for it, because it's a good feeling when you finish to be able to say that you did it. And it's all experience. After you do something the second time doing it, or like however many times you do it after that, like every time you do it, you get more comfortable with it. I don't know, I'm just kind of rambling on, but it's just a good feeling to be able to do stuff to your own bike. I'm a hands-on person. I like doing stuff myself. So anything I can do myself, I'm going to do myself. But I'm gonna get these torqued down and wrap this up. I just have to set this torque. I will test this on something just to be sure that it isn't going to break anything. I just gotta find something that I know is above what it actually is. Yeah, that'll be fine. I just tested it with my passenger foot peg, and it's really not. It's not enough to break a bolt, so we're good. That one's good. And we will jump back and forth. And the reason I test it on my passenger foot peg is because I like to have a feel of how much force it takes before doing it on an important bolt, like an engine bolt. And that's just so, like, if it's not clicking, I have an idea of whether or not I'm going too far with it. Because sometimes if you don't let off and go again, it won't click. So I just tested it on something that I know could handle this, and if it did break, it would be $1 and a wrench away from fixing, rather than tearing this all back off. I guess that'll be it for this video. I'm sure they're getting pretty long, and I hope you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. This isn't going to be an every video thing. Here and there, I am obviously going to be doing some maintenance, but for the most part, I'd like to do like vlogs, riding around, different things. I love taking pictures and doing that kind of stuff, so I will try and get you guys some scenery. I do live in upstate New York, so there is a lot of really cool scenery. And with fall coming around now, like all the trees are going to be changing, so you guys will get some really cool views. And I know this is taking quite a few episodes, but hang in there, we'll get to the moto vlogs, and I hope throughout this process you and I learn something. I have done the stator cover before, the chain and the sprockets, but the oil pump, that is something new that I haven't gotten into yet, so I'm looking forward to digging into that. I'll probably be doing that next episode, but I'm just trying to keep these from getting too long for you guys. And I've never uploaded videos before doing these few, so I'm not sure how long it takes yet, so I'm just trying to keep them kind of down. But I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.